O'Hara, is it? Jamie O'Hara that said when Conte took over at Spurs, we're back. Remember that? We're back. Back from what? Where were you?
I know.
We're back. Spurs are back.
Well, they got I think what he probably meant, they've just got a big name manager. They've got a big name, somebody who's used to winning. And to be fair, he is impressive, Conte, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to knock the manager. He's fantastic manager.
He's pretty impressive.
No shots on target. That's 3 hours for Spurs without shots on target.
I mean, when you watch that game being broken down and you watch Kane and the lack of movement from all the front line, it's a concern for Tottenham. It really, really is. He's got to do something and do it quickly.
He'll do it, though.
But he can't do it until January.
No.
He's still got the same players. He obviously don't think there's any players in training that have stood out and thought, I'll replace them with the ones I played the previous game. Kept the same team, didn't he?
Yeah. We're not talking Spurs, sadly. We're talking Manchester United. I did my best. 03717.
Well, they're both as bad as each other.
All right,
so you go either way.
I didn't want to come in today anyway. Kelly's a Man United fan. Hello, Kelly.
Are you all right?
I'm good, Kelly. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Okay, we can just about hear you. Can you hear us, Kelly?
Yeah, I can, yeah.
Yeah, are we on speakerphone?
I am, yeah.
Okay, can we not be on speakerphone because we can't really hear you?
Sorry.
I'll tell you, while you're sorting that out, let's go to Harry. Hello, Harry.
How you doing?
I'm good, Harry. How are you?
Well, I'll tell you how I am. I'm really disappointed that everyone at talkSPORT is overly praising Man City's performance, because let me tell you, when you compare Man City's performance and the 2 goals that were in that game compared to Liverpool's, Man City were championship level and Liverpool were world class. And I'm a Man U supporter. Bailly scores an own goal and Shaw and De Gea put on a clown show for the second goal. So,
well, they could have had 5 in the first half, Harry.
Yeah, absolutely could have had 5.
Did they have 5 though? They didn't.
No, but they could have had, Harry.
That's
70%.
Man United had 5 shots. Man United had 5 shots on their own goal.
Harry, get this. Harry, get this stat. United had more shots at their own goalkeeper than they did Man City's.
Okay, get this. I could have jumped out of the crowd and scored 5 goals myself, but I didn't do that because it's not reality.
That doesn't mean it. What are you talking about, Harry? What I said is a fact.
You said to me they could have, and I'm saying I could have done that. On both our points are pointless.
No, Harry, you could not got out. You could not got out of your seat, got onto the pitch and scored 5 goals. For one, you'd need to kick off after the first, so that's never going to happen. And secondly, Harry, they could have, if it wouldn't have been for David De Gea making some outrageous saves, they would have scored 4 or 5 goals. They had 16 shots.
I didn't. That's the point. And you keep praising them by saying how amazing they played. Liverpool, they played.
Did you go,
amazing.
Harry? Did you go?
No, I didn't. I watched it on TV.
I went. They were amazing. United were appalling. They were only in 3rd gear, and they were still amazing.
Did you go to the Liverpool game?
No.
So I watched both those games on TV. And are you trying to tell me that Man City's performance lived up to Liverpool's?
No, I'm not comparing the two.
Well, because one scores 5 and one scores 2.
Why do you need to compare it to know it's a bad performance, Harry?
No, you don't need to compare. I'm comparing it because everybody at talkSPORT has praised Man City more than you praise Liverpool. And Liverpool scored 5 world-class goals, and Man City didn't score.
Harry, let me ask you this: what's your yardstick for saying that talkSPORT presenters are praising Man City more than they did Liverpool when Liverpool won 5-0?
Absolutely praise Liverpool.
You did?
And Klopp.
Because I listened to both comparisons.
Give me an example of something that was said on the back of City's win and Liverpool's win. Give me an example.
It's not about the exact words you said.
Well, any words.
It's the amount of words. It's the amount of time you guys have spent praising Man City compared to how much you spent on that day.
I think you're talking absolute garbage, Harry.
We can't praise Liverpool enough. I mean, Klopp, the word I've said about Klopp in the past and every time about him and his managerial skills, about Salah being the best player in the world at this moment in time. Their midfield is so solid. Van Dijk's getting back to his best. I mean, what more do you want?
I don't know what he was really on about. Kelly, hopefully now, has got a better line. Hello, Kelly.
Are you all right?
Hi, Kelly. That's much better. Off you go.
So basically, I want to first talk about Harry Maguire. So for me, Harry Maguire is not a captain material at all for United. I went to the game on Saturday, and he just didn't have it together at all, the players. I know, it's not just his fault, it's not, but he is captain of the team, and compare him to recent Premier League leaders for us, Keane, Robson, Bruce, Cantona, Gary Neville, Vidic. He's not good enough as a centre back.
Who is in that team? The name
Ronaldo.
The name.
Surely Ronaldo has to be captain. Surely.
I'd like to say that Scott McTominay probably make a decent captain.
Based on what?
He might not gain team.
Where have you got that from, Kelly?
I think he's quite a strong character, to be honest. I think we should give him a chance.
Is he strong enough to lead Ronaldo?
I'd say so, yeah. Why not? Ronaldo respects any player that's on the pitch that he's playing with, as long as he gets the results.
Can I ask, Kelly, why on the back of another awful performance for United, why do you put the captaincy at the top of your list of problems?
Because for me, I'm not saying that we should keep Ollie. I mean, it's difficult for United fans, some United fans, me especially, because he's one of our legends, he's Ollie. And it's breaking my heart to see him the way he is, but he's just not working for United. And seeing this week in, week out, but this is something we've been missing for a long time. We need a leader.
And you think will that make a difference, do you think, to performances?
Possibly, but at the same time, I really don't think they have the respect for Ollie that they would for other managers like Pep, Klopp,
Conte.
The list was on, Conte.
Absolutely.
I just don't think, and I think the problem is, as my dad said himself, because he's a massive United fan, he's trying to be the friend, and it's not working. It's not working at all.
What would you do now with him, Kelly?
I hate to say this, but he's got to go.
I'd give him £8 million quid.
I'm sorry, Ollie, if you're listening, but he's got to go, because we can't carry on like this. This is the team. I was sat with a group of people on Saturday, and they said to me, "This is not the Man United that we know. It's not." And you know what? To go in the game and not expect to win anyway is really sad. Against your rivals.
How far off is this team from being the United that you know and love, Kelly? If a new manager came in.
Well, if they can stick to one team, that's the problem with Ollie. He's bought all these players to impress the fans, but he hasn't got a clue what to do with them. You brought Donny van der Beek on Saturday. What was that? You know, he played decent, but why has he not been playing? You know, here's another one that winds me up consistently. Jesse Lingard. He played outstanding for West Ham. He's got a decent player there. If he doesn't want him, let him go. And that's what really winds me up, and I'd say it to him. He's a young lad. You know, yeah, he's had his ups and downs, but he's had issues with, you know, outside of football, which everybody does when they have a job. But at the end of the day, he scored so many goals for West Ham. Why does he continue to play the same players and not the ones that are going to give goals?
Kelly, have you phoned talkSPORT before?
I haven't, no.
Okay, well, you should. You know what you're talking about. Thank you for your time. Good work, Kelly.
In the meantime, Kelly, go and try and find that wheel.
Oh, you're horrible. Why are you doing that to her?
I'm just saying it.
Horrible,
Very good call.
Horrible, man. Have we got time for one more, producer Joe? Joe says a tiny one. Hello, Ryan. Are you a tiny one?
I can. Well, I actually only wanted to call over with one quick point, but listen to the other callers. It's just made me sit here and rile.
Go on.
I'm a Man United fan. Obviously, everyone is talking about Ole and bringing out different points. For example, the last caller there made some good points, but one of my main points is we don't seem to make players better. We seem to make them worse. So I hate comparing to Pep, but obviously like what he's done with Foden, for example, he's got an extra 100% out of him, whereas with us, I think, I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong, but the last player I can think that we made better was Marcus Rashford, and that was about 7 seasons ago. So what I question is the coaching.
Well, Luke Shaw went through a period recently where he was outstanding for United.
Last year.
And the beginning of this year.
Yeah, I'd agree with Shaw, yeah.
Beginning of this year?
Again.
He seems to David De Gea's got back. I think David De Gea's got back to his best in this season.
Yeah, I mean he's still made a few mistakes. I mean what I'm saying is obviously as a whole, them managers, the top managers are making squads better and players better, and we seem to be making squads worse. We're getting players in like Harry Maguire had a great Euros. He was great at Leicester.
He did.
He's come to United, looks like a bag of nerves. Varane the same. You know, and it's just, for me, that's the coaching. What's happening with the coaching?
What would you do, Ryan?
Well, it's hard to put a finger on it, but they seem to. They need to sit down and look at videos of Liverpool and City and Chelsea and how they play. You know, we're meant to be a counter-attacking team, and I keep hearing that, but we don't even get the basics right. We can't play out from the back. We can't. You know, these players are on an awful lot of money, and we can't pass to each other. So what are they doing? Because, you know, it's their full-time job. What are they doing in training if they can't pass a ball? It baffles me, and it's got to be down to the coaching.
Okay, Ryan, thank you for your call.
We've got to get the ball first. They weren't allowed to get the ball against Manchester City.
All right,
because there were no pressing. They could just pass the ball all day.
Look at me, I'm hurting. All right? Look at me. Do I look hurt?
No.
I'm hurting. I'm hurting. It's horrible. It's horrible.